Dude, we're live.
Oh, we are?
It's time.
Oh, good.
It's time.
About Harlan Williams not being funny.
We're talking about comedians that aren't fun. We're two unfunny guys talking about comedians that aren't very funny. Yeah.
How does that fucking make sense for you?
Right. All right. Well, hey, Tim.
Jeff?
It's good to see you, buddy.
Again,
Thanks for coming over to my place.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I like it.
Why are we doing a podcast?
I don't know.
Why are you and I?
I love this stuff.
Why?
I don't know
How?
why.
When did you and I get into this idea? We've talked about this many times. I used to do Facebook Live a lot. You remember,
Yeah.
and I think that's where you kind of caught the bug.
You got me in on it, and then we did one where our phone was all.
Yeah, it wasn't
fucking
working real
jacked
well.
up, and I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't see you, and I was like a couple seconds behind.
What is it about us together talking that is entertaining to us? What do you like that? What sort of
we
things?
We enjoy the same things, the same topics.
Right,
That
100%.
usually gets us in, because I usually get yelled at the hot dog shop for sitting there for an extra 2 minutes.
Bullshitting, yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't been written up or whatever for it
Nah,
either, but
as the manager there, it's my job to talk to customers and make people
there
happy.
you go.
So I
You
get,
a
yeah,
5-star every
yeah.
time
As
I
long
come
as
in
I'm
there.
not avoiding
Like,
other
Jeff was great.
responsibility, right?
Jeff was great. I love his service. I even got a blowy J from him.
Make sure you're staying in that on that
Oh,
mic
but-
just a
okay.
little bit, buddy. Here, we can actually slide it in a little on you.
Oh, there we go. All right, let's do this.
We're not monitoring, so I can't hear
What's
how we
going on?
sound. So if anybody who's watching, if you have an issue with how we sound or anything, please pop it up in the chat. This is episode number 1. Speaking of the chat, I see Mike has posted. Oh, Mark Malone. I can see the Miz dancing out.
You talking about Mark Malone?
Mark
the
Malone.
quarterback?
Not the Mark Malone,
Okay,
but
that's not
a
the
Mark Malone.
Okay, a Mark Malone. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, that's pretty interesting. if Mark Malone was
Right.
On here.
Well, you know, they on the Two Dumb Yinzers, they've recently been getting some actual NFL players on the show. Last week, we did an interview with Chad Brown, the former Steeler legend. We had Chucky Jacoby, another Steeler legend. He was on the show a couple weeks ago. This week coming up, just a peek behind the curtain, we're supposed to have Jeff Reed, former Pittsburgh Steeler kicker.
That's a madman. I liked him.
I like
didn't
Jeff Reed.
Didn't he beat the crap out of like a hair dryer and a hand dryer in the
And a
bathroom?
sheets or some
Yeah,
shit
he,
like that?
Got
Yeah.
drugged up and kicked the crap out of her or something. Trying to kick a field goal with her or something. I do remember that. They said they can't. Mark Malone can't hear me.
No, can you hear me? Can you hear either of us? Can't hear Tim.
All right. Okay. I'm effed up over here.
You're picking up. The microphone's picking up.
Is it? Do I got to put my lips on it or anything?
Maybe. Well, it's picking up on the screen over here. Why it won't come across on the stream, I don't know. Hold on a second. So this being the first episode, we're definitely going to be
Working some bugs.
working out the bugs. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Oh, he says he has a Malone legendary mustache.
Ah.
So that's good then. That's good.
That's
That's
what we
good.
like. Keep talking there. Tim.
Okay, I'm talking. I don't know if they can hear me. Mark Malone says he can't hear me. Tim's getting louder. Okay, that's good. That's a plus. There we go. Am I good now?
How's it sounded now, everybody?
Can you guys hear me? We all good? I don't know. I'm waiting for Mark Malone. He seems to be.
Right.
You got to make sure.
I got my AirPod in here connected.
Am I good?
I can hear you talking.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so let's get this out of the way because obviously, you can tell I'm not a Steelers fan here.
So yeah, we're sports fans. We like to talk about sports stuff that isn't just the Steelers. What football team do you like there, Tim? I can't quite make it out
I don't know.
there.
I think this might be Cleveland, Cincinnati. I'm not sure. Who could this be?
That's kind of insulting.
Yeah, it is. I just insult. Well, no, actually, no, I didn't. I probably just fucking gave myself some credit on that one. But
Don't mention the Browns yet. We have a story about the Browns talking about this.
Oh, God.
Big thing happened today with them.
yeah, I've seen that, and I can't wait to get into that because I'm kind of curious on how that happened, like out of bed and walking around, like that's kind of crazy. But no, as you can see, I'm a Bears fan, so I am not a fan of the Steelers. Although I do love Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I mean he's a great quarterback.
I do
And
love him.
he's done some good things for the Steelers this year, especially considering what the Steelers paid for him. I believe we were only paying like $1 million for that guy. So it's kind of cool whenever you can use somebody else's wallet to pay for your players. You can't really complain too hard for the Steelers. It'd be nice if he showed up the last few games, and it'd be nice if he'd show up tomorrow.
He's made some decent passes. I think you guys, and I hate the Steelers, and everybody knows this, but I'm giving you credit. I think you guys beat Baltimore. I do. I don't think they're going to let that last loss slide, and you guys always had good luck with Baltimore.
Yeah.
You either split the season or, I mean, if you look at your record, you guys are killing them in the
overall.
in the rivalry.
In the last
record,
10 games we've played Baltimore, we've won 8 of those games.
Exactly. So, I mean, your odds are good. If I were a betting man, the money's going on. So I like Russell Wilson. He makes throws that Justin Fields can't even go to sleep and dream about.
So
that's what I want to talk about.
Okay, I'm going to mention a quarterback. I'm going to mention a name, and I want you to tell me what's the first word that comes to mind when I say this name. You ready?
Okay.
Caleb Williams.
He's the future of Chicago.
The future. You know what my first word that comes to mind?
Don't even say it.
Bust.
Oh, you're out of your fucking mind. All right, let's get this out of the way. Pull up his stats.
You have
Pull
really
up his stats. Pull his stats up right now.
So I brought up some stats here. I'm doing a comparison now.
Now get rid of the win-losses because obviously the Bears
No.
suck.
We're going to show all the stats. We're going to be fair here. When it comes to Caleb Williams, there's another rookie quarterback this year who's had a pretty solid season, and nobody has labeled him a bust, and that would be Jaden Daniels, right?
Exactly.
So I went ahead and looked up I did a side-by-side on their stats, all right? Let me bring it up on the screen for our friends to see. To you and I, this is not surprising because we've been talking about this all season, but to some of the folks at home who might be thinking, how is Caleb not a bust? Now, admittedly, his team is not good. The team started out okay, but then they gave up that Hail Mary, and it just kind of all went downhill.
We won
after
that fucking game.
But let's read some stats here, okay? I got Jaden Daniels on the left, Caleb Williams on the right, and if you see where the stats are dark black, like bold, that means that guy has the advantage, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Completions, 331 to 351, advantage Caleb Williams. Attempts, 562 for Caleb, 480s, to give us a total of 69% for Jaden, which admittedly is a fantastic.
It's good.
That's pretty darn good.
He also has a good offensive line, too.
Correct, and plus, 69, nice.
Oh, I love it.
But 62.5 for Caleb, which is not terrible either. I looked up recently, Ben Roethlisberger's rookie year, his completion percentage was less than that, and he had one of the greatest, if not the greatest, rookie seasons of all time. Now, granted, he also had one of the best defenses of all time.
And a decent offensive line.
He had a good offensive line. He had the bus behind him.
And people that knew how to run a team.
Right. That's the big one right there. And that is probably the biggest reason that the team has been so shitty lately.
It's nerve-wracking.
Just some of these other stats real quick, okay? Here's another telling stat. These two numbers are almost identical, okay? Jaden had 3,568 yards. Caleb has 3,541 yards. A 27-yard difference for the whole season. And yet, the Bears lost, 14 games or some shit like that? 13 games?
Which will bring me to my next point, Jeff.
Touchdowns. 25 for Jaden, 20 for Caleb. Now, 20 and 25 aren't miraculous numbers, but once again, these are rookies.
Exactly.
And one of those rookies plays for a pretty bad Bears team. Who the hell is he even throwing to?
He's got good receiving core, but it's kind of hard to hit your receivers when you're on your back half the game.
See, now that's a big issue right there. So tell me, dude, why is Caleb Williams not the bust that ESPN and FS and everybody else says he is?
I'm blaming all this shit on the media because they talked him up to be some godlike creature.
Well, he was the number one overall.
Exactly, yes, but the point being is he's just a good quarterback that can lead the team to victory if all the pieces are in the right place. But what happens is when they talked him up like that, they put him in a whole different category of criticism. You know what I mean? Because if you put Bo Nix or Jaden Daniels, which I can't stand, or who's that other queer from New England? Drake May.
Yeah, Drake May.
That one pisses me off because they're like, oh, Drake May is improving. He's doing better than Caleb. How is a guy that has less interceptions, less yards, less wins, and, he has more interceptions, less touchdowns, and less wins than Caleb Williams? How is he doing better than Caleb Williams?
That team is also garbage, yeah.
Yeah, so is the Bears. But with them hyping him up so much, he gets put in another category of criticism. And he did talk a little shit coming into, naturally. People look at us being cocky, but he got to have confidence. He knows what he's coming into.
Yeah.
He's got a crap front office. He's got the same offensive line that almost got Justin Fields killed.
Right.
The only thing he's got better, and well, this year the defense was terrible. We were letting people run up and down the field on them. They didn't even care. You want a touchdown here? Just take the ball, run down through the middle. You want to pass it? We don't care. We're not going to stop you.
Right.
It was terrible. The whole team was terrible. So for him to put up them numbers close to Jaden Daniels, who is, I guess, the black version of Joe Montana or whatever now, for him to put up numbers like that, close to Jaden Daniels, and you call him a bust, but he has nothing to work with other than 3 receivers.
So you're saying he's a good quarterback on a bad team.
Exactly.
I think everybody's saying that. Real quick, Tim, not to interrupt you. They're telling me I got an echo on my microphone. Did it fix? Is it any better, guys? Ryan, anyone?
We got it.
I don't know. We're gonna find out. Once again, it's the inaugural episode. It didn't take me very long to set up, so we're gonna work on that.
Okay.
But anyway, I mean, I agree with everything you said. To be honest with you, I was in that Caleb was a bust talk too about 8 weeks ago or so. And then one day you sent me the stats, and this was halfway through the season when you sent it to me, and he was actually doing a little bit better than Jaden at that time. It was around the time I think the Steelers played Washington because I was kind of hyped on Jaden.
I was so glad you guys beat them.
Yeah, I know, right?
Dude, I was so happy because I proved my point. They're like, oh, Caleb Williams only did good against 1 and 2 teams or 1 and 4 teams. Okay. Name Jaden Daniels. What was his first 5-6 games? Who did he play? The Giants?
Yeah. Cowboys.
Yeah. Are you serious? Okay, he's playing trash teams too. That whole division is probably the worst division in the whole NFL.
By the way, who the hell is in the NFC North again? The Vikings and the Lions, 2 14-plus win teams this year. And, I mean, it's kind of hard when you got a team like the Bears who aren't great having to go against absolute juggernauts 4 times a year.
We beat the Packers our last game. I'm happy for that. That's our Super Bowl right there.
Didn't really count, but yeah. How about
Shut up. That's our Super Bowl.
There was a great footage from that game where one of the receivers tried to do a Lambeau leap.
Well, it was the kicker when he wanted to hit the game-winning field goal. He jumped and he tried to push him off. That was pretty cool, though. I'm glad to see us beat Green Bay because I think Jordan Love is completely overrated.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I think he's overrated. You watch. You'll see. Give it time. I'm usually right about these things, especially with Jaden Daniels. I hate to wish things on people, but I get RG3 vibes from him.
Oh.
He's probably going to be injured within the next 2 years or so.
Well, playing for Washington, he might.
Exactly. And him being a running quarterback like that, it's greater. Plus, I don't like him. Plus, because he got lucky. They talk about him like he's God, and he's not. Like, he's on a good system, but they're not going to win the Super Bowl this year.
No, of course not.
They're not.
They're not very good. They're not that good.
They're not that great. The Lions are going to be in the Super Bowl. I'm not going to say they're going to win because it all depends on if they what they do about Patricia Mahomes, if the NFL wants them to.
And his childbearing hips.
Yeah. Oh, God, dude, I can't stand the Chiefs. Oh, my Christ. But what makes me mad about the whole Caleb Williams thing is they're talking about Drake May and Bo Nix. Bo Nix is actually, I could foresee him having a long.
He's doing all right, yeah.
Yes. Jaden Daniels, I see him as a flash in the pan. I'm sorry. I have no faith in running quarterbacks.
Yeah.
You know, they're not tough like Randall Cunningham or Warren Moon was back in the day.
Pat Mahomes is a running quarterback, and he's pretty
Didn't
tough.
he hurt his ankle, like getting off the bench or something?
And he still played, and he still wins.
Oh, he probably wasn't even injured, little faker. I can't stand him. I wish that team would drop their whole fan base and Taylor Swift. I'll take a flying fuck out of here. I can't stand them.
See, now Taylor Swift hasn't been around lately. I've seen some rumors that,
that
she and Kelsey might have broke up.
Dude, did you see that girl he was with before her? She was scalding hot.
No, I don't know who it was.
It was some black lady. She was some model, some scalding hot. She had like a perfect body. And then you do Taylor Swift, she's like the size of your guitar right there.
Yeah, right.
She has no ass. Like if you can stand up and I can see your butthole, there's a problem.
Right.
Like that's a problem. You have no butt and there's nothing there for me to work with. And I don't care how rich you are.
So the playoffs start tomorrow, Tim.
Yes.
Some pretty good matchups this week. Who do you like? You already told me. You said you actually think the Steelers have a shot.
I'm definitely taking the Steelers.
Yeah?
I am.
I'll definitely take the points. It's did you see they're favored by 9.5, Baltimore?
Yeah, because you guys won the last game.
Yeah.
They won the last game.
They won the last game. this morning we did a Two Dumb Yinzers episode, and I chose the Ravens to win that game. I
You
said
shouldn't have done that.
I was pretty adamant that the Steelers are going to show up and play the game and actually score some touchdowns, but in the end, I just don't. I'm not 100% convinced that that the Steelers can do it. But they certainly could. I mean, like I said, the stat that we've been throwing around a lot lately is that the Ravens have lost to the Steelers 8 out of the last 10 in Baltimore. That's a pretty telling stat. But also, if you go to the roulette table at the casino and you see that 35 red numbers in a row hit, you're going to think black's going to hit eventually.
I'm telling you, I'm standing my ground on the Steelers. I don't like them, but they are going to win. I see them making it past the first round.
So let's see. Let's go through this real quick here.
I'm just, I'm more dreading the Bears off season. That's my thing. I'm dreading that right now because I already know what's going to happen. We're going to hire 3 guys that just graduated from high school. They have no football experience, and then they're going to hire that douchebag from the Giants offensive coordinator. Wasn't worth a shit. That's the Bears' way.
A lot of people are talking about possibly John Gruden now go to the Bears.
I seen that, and then Johnson was the one. If they don't get Johnson, it's a wash. They need an offensive-minded coach to help. Well, first things first, they got to get an offensive line.
Yeah.
No. If you're Ryan Poles and you draft Caleb Williams, what would be your first thing to do? You'd want to protect him, wouldn't you?
Yeah, especially if he's a running quarterback. You want somebody who can run in front of him.
Instead, he goes out and basically just picks up like a washer and dryer. They just kind of sit there and let people run by them.
That makes sense because the Bears had great success the one time they had a fridge.
Yeah,
just keep that appliances going.
Yeah, I don't even think I had pubes when he played. But I do remember that was. I will say this, and I will stand by this one. That 85 defense is probably the best defense in NFL history.
Maybe, best single one season, one and done. Yeah, I mean, they didn't hold on to that defense for very long after that. It's kind of hard to argue against the 75 Steelers or the 2000
Ravens.
I
would never take anything away from them.
Those teams are unbelievable. Even the early 2000 Steelers that won a couple Super Bowls were really great. But back to the current playoffs. Let's see.
Who we got playing this? Because I haven't even... Once the Bears were out, that was it. I was done with football, but I do know the Steelers are playing the Ravens, so you're going to have to update.
Yeah, let me bring up the. It'd be easier if I could just bring up the.
I got to get this brought up on the touchpad here. Mine shut off.
You gotta. Yeah, take a look at the board there. See if anybody said anything interesting for us.
Let's see here.
And I'm going to bring up the brackets. Let's see what's going on here. I know the Texans play tomorrow as well against the Chargers.
Well, I'm gonna have to disagree with Mark Malone on that one. I like you, buddy, but I don't think you definitely need to let Fields walk because you guys, for the first 4 games, your kicker was your leading scorer. He couldn't get you into the end zone, and that's Justin Fields. That's what people don't understand. One thing with difference between Russell Wilson and Justin Fields is Russell Wilson. There is a possibility he can come back and win a game, and he already did it this year.
Yeah.
With Fields, no hope. What you've seen in Indianapolis, that is Justin Fields every single time coming from behind. And everybody's like, oh, it was the center's fault. No, Justin Fields just wasn't paying the fuck attention, and he got hit in the face. Because that's not the first time it's happened. He's done it in Chicago. And then all these, the Fields fanboys, they jump on me. I don't know if people have probably done it before, but me personally, I've only seen it with Justin Fields. They pad his stats. They put his rushing stats with his passing stats to make it look like he is some elite passer, and that never.
No, that doesn't.
No, they did that. He's the only quarterback they do it with, because he sucks so bad as a passer.
Well, they do it with Jared Allen, but he's his
numbers
that's the so outrageous.
Yeah, but that's one of the NFL's golden boys.
Yeah, as he should be. That guy's amazing. He's amazing, dude. There's nothing to dislike about Jared Allen.
No, I don't got no problem with the Bills, but I'd like to see the Bills and Lions in the Super Bowl.
I think, personally, I think Bills and Vikings would be a pretty fun matchup. The battle of the 0-4 Super Bowl teams. One of them finally gets the win, But yeah, let's just go over the playoffs for this weekend. Let's see what we got.
He said Fields sucks worse. I agree. I completely agree. Because Caleb Williams did more in 1 year than Justin Fields accomplished in 3 years being in Chicago. Do you see all the records Caleb Williams set?
Yeah.
For Chicago, great. What is it? Caleb Williams has Justin Fields don't even have a 3,000 passing yard season.
No, I saw a side by side.
Yeah, it was crazy. I think I sent it to you.
I think you might have sent it to me. Yeah,
and it really broke down everything. What was it? He had basically Caleb Williams mopped the floor with him his rookie year, and his second year, and his third year, and then people come up, they compare Justin Fields' total career stats to Caleb Williams' rookie year. Like, dude, Fields has been playing for 4 years now.
Right.
Why are you comparing him to a rookie now? Like, and even the rookie stats are better than his stats. So Fields is a bust. He'll be a backup somewhere where he'll be parking cars in Jacksonville doing cocaine or something. I don't know. I don't think he does drugs. I'm not gonna put that out there.
Yeah, right. We're not trying to say that he does. We're not.
It's just normally when you go to Jacksonville, crystal meth is involved. that's usually
just to get into the city. They just give you a stamp bag of crystal meth.
You get crystal meth as soon as you walk
like, if you
right
want to
in.
hang out in this terrible ass city and watch our terrible ass team, you need to get some of this. Have you ever been to Jacksonville?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not.
It's the white trash capital.
Oh yeah.
It is. It's really pathetic. I would never want to. I would not want to.
There's something about that Florida-Georgia line area that's just loaded with just whitest, trashiest, trailer parkiest.
Crystal meth.
A lot of meth.
Every time I hear Jacksonville, I just think of meth. I can't get it out of my head. That's all I think about is crystal meth when I hear Jacksonville.
It's the Albuquerque of the East.
Dude, it's terrible. It's terrible. Oh, my God. I did like Orlando. That was pretty nice.
Timmy,
Orlando was pretty decent.
The early game tomorrow. The playoffs start tomorrow.
Okay.
The early game. Chargers and Texans. Who you got?
Well, I am a fan of Houston sports.
Yeah, you are. You're an Astros fan.
I love
the
Astros. I do. And the Rockets, too. And what's crazy is I'll get into that later. But, no, back to the subject. I'm taking Houston.
You like Texans as the home field?
I want Jim Harbaugh because he wanted to come to Chicago, and Ryan Poles was an asshole and didn't even interview him, which was stupid. But anyways, that's another whole nother subject.
I'm sure money was involved there. They know they have to pay Jim.
Well,
huge buku dollars, and they're being cheap. They don't want to do that.
If Harbaugh actually becomes the coach to the Bears, then we're talking a whole different season this year. But anyways, I'm taking Houston.
You like Houston?
I'm taking Houston.
You know what? I like Houston as well, although I think the Chargers might be the better team.
They are.
I think they are, too.
They are the better team.
That's, Justin Herbert, right?
Yeah.
Pretty good season with that guy.
I always bet on a Harbaugh, except for tomorrow, or except for against the Ravens, and don't worry about that one. You guys got this.
We already talked about tomorrow's late game, Steelers and Ravens. The next day, we've got Sunday, 1 o'clock, Broncos and Bills. Do the Broncos have any chance? No. Yeah.
The Chiefs just let them do that. That last game was a fluke.
Of course, yeah. They didn't play it. They played
I think the NFL. I think Goodell called the refs, told them don't even show up to the game. So that's probably, that's the Chiefs' buddies, the refs. Yeah. I don't care what anyone says. The refs are definitely favoring the Chiefs.
Oh, they do. The same way they favored the Patriots for 15 years.
Honestly, I think it's worse.
Yeah.
With the Chiefs, I think it's worse because how's your last 2 Super Bowls? You have 0 holding calls when holding happens on every play.
You see it all the time.
Dude, they're manhandling these guys right in front of the refs. The refs are just like, "Oh, that's my Lord and Savior, Patricia Mahomes. Can't call that. He's got to win this game."
Yeah, right. I love some of the, and I send you these all the time.
I send you all the time. Yeah, I love it.
Some people come up with some wild shit.
I wish we had some video to show them. That would have been great. Them were great, man.
We'll pop some up next time.
Okay, good.
The really good ones, there's some good Mike Tomlin ones. I think I sent you a couple of them where he just goes absolutely crazy.
But sometimes, ain't he a dick in real life?
Kinda, yeah.
So how do we know which one's...
not that much of a dick in front of, like at his press conferences. But you see footage of him being dicks to people.
Was that one real where he was walking down the tunnel?
He's like, I'm fucking working here.
Yeah, was that real?
100%. Yeah, okay. That one was actually real.
That's what I mean. He is a dick. But I ain't going to talk shit because he could probably beat me savagely. I mean, he is a pretty big dude.
He's built like a fucking...
I don't mind Mike Tomlin. Right. I know all my dirty secrets are coming out about the Steelers, but I don't consider an 8-8 missing playoffs a winning season. I think that's a bunch of shit. If you don't make the playoffs, you didn't have a winning season.
Yeah, right.
I don't care.
At least in Pittsburgh, that's the case. If you go to Cleveland, then they go
9-7.
Well,
they'll dig up the championships that they did back before the Super Bowl was even invented.
Well, hey, I'm pretty sure those guys had rings made whenever they beat the Steelers in the playoffs last time.
Dude,
it was literally their Super Bowl.
The Browns have had better luck than us, other than signing Deshaun Watson. That has nothing to do. I like Deshaun Watson. I would have got handies too if I'm rich and they're offering. They say, "Hey, you want a little,
know,
get
something
topped
fun.
off here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I'm going to do it. Who cares? He got handy J's.
Something happened to Deshaun Watson today, but I want to get through these picks real quick because we're definitely coming to that. I got a whole story queued up, and I want to read through the story real quick. So we're on to the game on Sunday night, Packers and Eagles. Now, I know you don't like the Packers, and the Eagles have been looking very good. They looked darn good against the Steelers a couple weeks back.
I still don't feel the Eagles.
You don't think the Eagles?
I don't feel no heat from the Eagles.
No?
None.
In this game against the Packers, or do you think that they just
Well, I
aren't
want
gonna
them to
make
win
it?
because I think Jordan Love's trash. I think he's overrated. Completely overrated.
You might be the only person that thinks that.
Dude, let's talk about last season. They were one loss away from missing the playoffs.
Yeah.
And guess who was in charge of knocking them out of the playoffs? Justin Fields, who threw a whopping like 65 yards. Yeah, he did a great fucking job beating them. Awesome. He did so good on that game. I couldn't believe it. He looked like Joe Montana. Fucking bad. I'm bitter. I'm bitter about they wasted so much time with him.
Yeah.
But I think Ryan Poles had it in his head that he was going to go with Caleb Williams all along. That's why he didn't even really care.
No.
I think he knew last year he was getting Williams this year. So what it is, but no.
So do you like the Eagles over the Packers?
I don't like neither team. I think they both suck, but, I'm taking the Philadelphia because I hate Green Bay.
Then Philadelphia would go on to play, well, it would be either the winner of the Vikings and Rams or the Lions. You think they'd have a shot against the Vikings or the Lions?
I was almost right when I said Detroit wasn't going to lose a single game after they lost their first one. I said they're not going to lose another game the rest of the year, and they almost didn't let me down.
Beat them, right?
Yeah.
Another fucking juggernaut of a team.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, why is everyone talking the Chiefs up? They're not even that good. The refs are the ones winning the games for them.
Did you know the Chiefs have not had a single game this year where they scored over 30 points?
Exactly. And Buffalo and Detroit are just destroying the league.
They're dropping 40 bombs like nothing. Yeah, sure.
If them two ain't in the Super Bowl, I'm done watching football because it's fixed. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, once again, I think that both the Vikings and the Lions are both pretty good, and if they end up facing each other, I think there's a good chance the Vikings could take out the Lions. But I don't see anybody else from the AFC.
No, the Vikings ain't
good.
But Vikings got beat twice by Detroit this year.
Yeah, it's hard to beat somebody 3 times.
And remember, you could always guarantee Sam Darnold is going to be Sam Darnold, the original Sam Darnold.
Sam could come back
at one time.
He is having a monster of a
Once
season.
again, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm usually right about this. He's having a flash in the pan year. He's not going to be shit after. He's going to be like, what's his name? Ryan Fitzpatrick. He had that one good year.
Yeah.
And then everybody was like, oh, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Yeah. And then
that was the year he grew
sucked
his beard and everybody loved him. And then
what was it? Fitzmagic.
Fitzmagic, yeah.
Oh, he sucked every team he played on, too. He was terrible.
He got that Jeremy Lin syndrome.
Dude, he was so terrible. I liked him, but he was terrible. He was a solid backup.
Yeah, you couldn't hate the guy.
No, I didn't hate him. There's very few football players I hate.
A little overrated.
Patrick Mahomes is one of them.
Yeah, right.
I mean, let's just say if the stadium collapsed and Patrick Mahomes happened to get crushed by the stadium, I would not be mad.
All right. Vikings and Rams, Monday night game. You think there's a chance?
Handies rule.
What do you say?
Somebody said handies rule. They do. I agree. Handies are.
Handy. Yeah.
That's a good old fashioned. I love it.
Hey, let me ask you something real quick.
Yes, I love handies.
Everybody loves handies. What about a footy? You ever get a footy?
Yes.
Really?
I have.
Do tell.
It's not as intense. It's not as.
Well, yeah, the grip isn't quite there.
Exactly. So it doesn't like it. There's different techniques. It's just not there for me, man. I'm not.
I feel like getting a footy would feel like being the stick that's getting rubbed together to start.
Exactly, and that's exactly what it feels like.
So it's basically it just burns.
It's not the best. I mean, you see these people effing feet on movies and stuff, and you're just like, I'm like, how's he staying hard? Because I definitely did not like.
Well, he's a professional, so staying hard's probably.
Well, he's already doped up before he pulls his pants down.
He's taking about 9 blue chews and a Cialis.
Yeah, and then he's already pumped up, so he's about 13 inches when he pulls out. God's sake.
Plus, what you don't see is the lady off camera or guy. We don't judge.
Fluffing.
Yeah, the fluffer.
Well, my thing is this: what happened to porn, Jeff? Back in the 70s and 80s, they didn't care about dick size. Like people were packing like 5 inches, pounding out cooch on these things. Now everybody's got 12 plus.
Let me hit you with the counterpoint real quick. Name two male porn stars from the 80s.
Paul Anderson. I think it was Paul Anderson. Paul something. Joey Silvera. But he was actually packing, so that's kind of...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The names we remember, the Ron Jeremys and the Peter
Well, what about
Norths
Jamie Gillis? He wasn't packing nothing.
I don't know
Jamie
who
Gillis
that is.
wasn't packing.
I'm not a porn connoisseur.
I'm not either. I just remember these
Dude, let
names.
me tell you what, you will get along great with Ryan and Mike from the Two Dumb Yinzers.
Well, I'm
Those
just
guys they
listen.
love porn.
Well, I mean, I'm not. I mean,
I don't hate porn. Don't get me wrong.
It's good when you need it.
I don't do
But, like,
names anymore. I don't remember names.
I don't know how I remember them. Like,
I go by category. You know what? I'm in the mood for a big ass today.
Listen, I've never had like actual movies. Like, never had actual.
Oh, you never had no VHS back in the day?
No, they were all movies, but there's like recorded on there.
Mm.
My one friend Matt, he gave me this one porn. I swear to Christ, it was 6 hours long, but it had like 50 or 60 different scenes in it. But I think that's how I remember the name. I remember one of the movies was called Boffing a Trucker, and it took place in like a fucking bar. It was ridiculous. It was the most ridiculous, and the acting is so terrible.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
I don't even know why they bother acting. That's one good thing about.
But
the
they don't do
internet.
that no more, though.
It's out there. People still have those kind of movies where they do the acting and shit. But yeah. It's not.
It's not the
like
same.
it
It lacks the style. It lacks the style and comedy of, like, because now it's boring now. It's just like, oh, let me guess, she's bald. Oh, there she is. Oh, let me guess, he's got 11 inches. Oh, there it is. Look at that. He's everybody. Where the fuck are they living at? Where everybody's got 11 inches and a bald pussy? Where's this at? Jesus Christ, I hate that. Porn makes me so mad nowadays.
So what you're saying is, whenever you're masturbating, you do it very.
It's very violent, very angry, and I don't know. I think the doctors fucked my dick up when they did that procedure when they rammed the old camera up the old pee hole.
Oh, do you have that done?
Yeah, they put me to sleep for that. Don't worry, I wasn't gonna be awake for that shit.
Dude,
I have a theory that they were punching my dick while I was sleeping.
Probably were.
But and pulling at it.
They were mad at how good it looked. They were like, "How does this motherfucker from Beaver Falls have such a fine-looking penis? Fuck this guy!" And then they just.
And sometimes it hurts when I finish.
Oh.
And sometimes, like, I noticed with myself, like, I have a hard time keeping up with myself, just by myself, not with the girlfriend. For some reason,
you
that
have
keeps
a very fine lady. It would be no problem to stay up
Yeah,
with her.
she does the job pretty well, yeah. But for myself, it's like I'm beating a halfie, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
You're half caught.
Yeah. Definitely. I don't know if maybe I'm just desensitized to porn.
You know, that's a real thing.
Is that true? Could that happen for real?
Yeah, there's this whole theory that I mean, think about it really. When you were 16 and you pop in one of those VHS, it would just be a guy screwing a girl, and that was it, and that's what you needed.
Yeah, that's true.
Now you need 3 guys with 7 girls, or something, or a certain
2 midgets,
flavor,
2 midgets, 4 horses, a donkey, maybe a poodle,
a partridge in a pear tree,
and a 90-year-old lady with cocoa butter.
Cocoa butter, nice.
And 4 black guys.
Shea butter fan myself.
You like shea butter?
Yeah.
You know what I've been using? I use the Vaseline cocoa butter healing butter.
You know what else
it's
Vaseline?
Aquaphor. Dude,
Aquaphor lotion.
that sounds
like a greasy.
that sounds terrible. That sounds like it burns.
Fantastic.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I got Aquaphor at the house.
It's got that like Vaseline quality to it, so it's extra slippy.
Look, Vaseline is the only cream. You're not going to sell me on anything else. The only thing is I don't like having to reapply with lotion. That's not good because you get a lot of chafing.
Tim, on Sunday the Commanders are playing the Buccaneers.
Oh, they are. Hey, you know what? I'll tell you this right now: the Buccaneers are winning.
You think so? They got the home field.
Because look at the teams Jaden Daniels has beat once again. Look at the teams he's lost to. Anybody that had more than like 3 wins beat the Redskins. Like you guys, I knew you guys were going to win.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, you guys got more than 2 wins, so you got. Like I said, he is in the worst division in the whole NFL.
The NFC East is just
they're terrible. The Cowboys are garbage.
Well, the Cowboys beat the Steelers, so I can't talk.
I don't understand how that happened.
Well, the Steelers forgot how to play football. Justin Fields played in that game too, didn't he? So.
Oh yeah, well there it is right there.
Go on with what you were saying
I would like, you know what? He's already. I don't gotta tell these fanboys anything. He's already doing it for me. I already said it last year. I said he's going to end up a backup at some other team. Here he is, a backup for the Steelers. He's going to be a career backup. He's going to be somewhere else next year.
You know what? Though, the Steelers could have a lot worse guys as a backup.
Question is, do you re-sign Russell Wilson if he does? I mean, he got you in the playoffs.
Yeah. That's my argument this year has been Russell's been playing for a contract. You know, he wants to get that last big payday because I think he's 36 years old.
I don't think Steelers are going to pay what
I
he
don't know if they want
wants.
to pay the $30 million or whatever he's going to command.
But who else are you going to get?
Yeah, that's exactly what are we going to do.
You got somebody that has shown you that he still has the potential to win.
And he has the chemistry with the team. Pittsburgh loves that guy.
I love Russell Wilson.
I do too. I was very happy when he came here.
Explain that to me. If you can explain that to me, how I hate the Steelers so much but love Russell Wilson.
Because sometimes a good player transcends the team they play for.
I actually, honestly, if somebody said, Tim, you got to pick either the Chiefs or the Steelers winning the Super Bowl, I'm taking Steelers. I'll deal with you annoying fan bases saying, oh, stairway to 7, stairway to 7. I'll deal with that. Just as long as I don't see Patrick Mahomes win a single thing ever again in his entire life, other than maybe a free trip to the hospital after someone breaks his leg during a game. I'm just saying. I didn't say I wanted it to happen. I'm just saying that.
You wouldn't be mad if it did.
I would not be mad. I would not be mad. I wouldn't feel bad either.
A little bit ago, we were talking about quarterbacks, and you mentioned Deshaun Watson. And something happened to that guy today. And I've got an article right here I'm going to pop up in a minute.
Didn't he blow his hamstring out getting out of bed or something?
He tore his Achilles. Again,
How?
this is the second time he's torn his Achilles. Let's bring it up here. Let's flip over to the old.
Oh, we're not getting any more.
So, Cleveland Browns quarterback, this is today, dated January 10th at noon, ESPN.com. Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson underwent surgery Thursday after tearing his right Achilles tendon again, so it happened yesterday. Watson's recovery time and return to play is uncertain. He'll likely miss significant time during the 2025 season. I don't see him coming out.
I heard he was done for all of next year. Then the article I read, they said he's going to take him out the whole 2025 season.
It says during a season-ending exit interview earlier this week, Watson complained of discomfort after rolling his ankle in Miami. Subsequent MRI revealed a rupture to his Achilles tendon, they said. They met Thursday with Dr. Robert Anderson before he went under surgery. Watson, 29, initially tore his Achilles on October the 20th, marking the second straight year his season ended because of injury, and he also missed the final 8 games of the previous season. Let me ask you something. The Browns really screwed up with this guy. They let Baker Mayfield walk.
Yeah, but they weren't helping him either.
They weren't, but he is definitely a more proven commodity at this point.
Yeah, he's killing it in Tampa Bay.
Is it possible that this is the worst free agent signing of all time?
No, that's a rookie signing. I was going to say Brian Bosworth was probably one of the worst signings in history, but that was a rookie.
That's a pretty shitty name you just dropped there, Brian Bosworth. That's a bad player. Right?
Dude, he was terrible.
He was garbage, yeah.
Don Majkowski for the Packers was another terrible draft. And Tony Mandarich for the Packers was another terrible draft too. But I'm trying for worse. I wouldn't say. See, I wouldn't have paid him that much.
No. I
mean, he did have a great year in Houston. Then the whole Handy J thing happened, and then here he is, $300 million. And did he sit the first all of last year or something like that?
He sat the last half of last year.
Yeah, why? Was it because of his legal issues?
I think he was injured.
Okay, so I guess that could be one of the worst signings in his. I'll put it maybe in the top. Well, we're going to have to make a top 5. We're going to have to look into this because I'm sure there's more worse signings than Deshaun Watson.
So listen to this. Browns general manager Andrew Berry said earlier this week during his end-of-season news conference that Watson's setback would not significantly impact the team's off-season plans.
So are they going to tell us how he rolled it again or what? Was he got the Derrick Rose disease where he just gets out of bed and he's injured?
Right. It's not really saying much here. Watson has 2 years remaining on his 5-year, fully guaranteed $230 million deal that he signed.
I gotta stop you just for a minute. Steve M said he was kicking a stripper.
Oh, that would do it.
That might be it. Let's talk about his little sex thing just real quick. We're gonna blow over it real quick. Well, yeah, over 20 women said something like that.
Yeah, there was a lot of women.
Okay, but then there was 8 or 9 of them that said that they did it just for money. They said they lied and said that he was doing shit to them, and they lied. They admitted to lying about it just to get money. But here's my thing: if you're a masseuse and why are you asking to go to his house and rub him down? Why are you offering the private massage?
Are you saying that he was trapped?
Oh yeah, of course. Anytime I see, look, I know this is going to sound so bad. I'm probably going to get punched in the face when I leave out of here. But when I see celebrities like football players, baseball players, and these women are just coming out of nowhere 20 years later talking about, oh, he did this, he did. You want a payday.
Yeah, if it's 10, 20 years
Yeah,
later. Yeah,
you want a payday. Like, there's no hands ifs. That's why I always say if I ever made it and I was a baseball player and I was single, I'm staying single. Because you don't know what's going to happen. Look at Ben Roethlisberger. He said, well, he did show his dick in a bathroom, didn't he? Yeah, that did happen. But then another one came out after that. Like, how do you know that's even true?
Yeah, you're right. The second girl had a bunch
exactly.
of accusations, and then she just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, and then he turned up married.
Yeah.
Figure that one out.
And now he's a hero again. People
yeah. I didn't even worry. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard to believe because it's like, why are you offering to go to Deshaun Watson's house and give him a private massage? Now, if you're a masseuse and you're saying, Tim, can I come to your house and give you a private massage? I'm thinking, okay, I'm getting a fucking hand.
Yeah, right. I'm getting a happy.
Something's going down. And then later down the road, oh, he made me do it. Okay, so he held you at gunpoint and forced you back to his house and made you jerk him off?
Yeah, right. The answer to that is no. He definitely did not.
Yeah, that never happened. So, I mean, he probably could have been, he probably wasn't appropriate with a lot of them. But I think a lot of them were willingly stroking his hog, too, at the same time.
How many of those masseuses, how many of them gave him a footy, I wonder?
We need to ask him this, but he'd probably get mad if we asked him that.
I don't blame him for getting mad. Besides, he's probably not feeling too well right now with his rolled up ankle.
Yeah, we don't want him to bust out his other ankle. Well,
it's not like he'd be able to chase you down.
Dude, he was terrible. Shit, watching him play was awful this year.
He was garbage.
I'd never seen anything that bad.
If he if he would have not ended up at the Browns, let's say he got the exact same deal for like Miami or a team like that, does he still have the bad luck? Because it seems like bad luck follows Cleveland Browns players.
Miami's doing pretty terrible too.
They're fucking garbage.
Yeah.
They can't win outside of Miami.
Exactly. Yeah. So I would say he would still have the same failed results in Miami.
Yeah. Or anywhere for that matter.
Now, if he went to maybe San Francisco, where they had a good defense, good offensive line, which I don't know what happened this year because they fucking sucked too.
Well, they started out pretty good, and then half of their team got hurt. They got a
that is right. They did. Yeah, they're the ones that had like 30 players.
They lost a lot of players. So I can't blame a team for sucking if all their best players are hurt.
Yeah, I'd seen their injury list. It looked like a grocery list.
It was ridiculous.
Like a shopping list. Right. It was bad.
Yeah, it really was. So I cut the Niners a little bit of a break. That's just bad luck, dude. It's bad luck.
There's not too many teams he could go to where I would see him doing good. Like, if you go to Dallas, that's a train wreck.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know what's going on with them. Like,
Jerry Jones is what's going on.
Well, that we'll
the Cowboys are in the same, if not a worse situation than the Bears. Now, Jerry Jones, he wants to win, unlike the fucking ownership of the Bears.
But he just doesn't know who to draft.
But he doesn't know what to do, and he insists on being the GM, and it's like, Jerry, give it up, Jerry. Give it up, bro.
And that's where it differs with the Bears. Yeah. They know who they should get. They know who they need to win. But they're like, we got Jim Harbaugh. Let's not even call him. Let's keep Eberflus and hire this guy we just found in the street sweeping the parking lot. Ask him if he wants to be an offensive coordinator for the Bears.
Are the Bears the Pittsburgh Pirates of the NFL right now?
They're worse.
Those are strong words, my friend, especially from
like I said, if they don't do something with that line, if they don't get Johnson as their head coach, that's going to be the same shitty mess next year as it is. They got to figure out the defense too. They're like I said, they're letting people run down the field for free. They weren't even trying to stop them.
Timmy.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and let's finish up our football talk.
Yeah, let's get into.
Who do you like? Who do you like winning the Super Bowl this year? What's the matchup and who's going to win it?
I'm going Buffalo, Detroit if it's not fixed. If it's fixed, it's going to be Kansas City, Detroit, and they're going to win miraculously in the last 20 seconds of the fourth quarter.
Probably an overtime game.
Yeah. Remember I called it last year with the 49ers? You didn't believe me.
This is going to fucking overtime.
You didn't believe me. You didn't believe me.
No, I didn't.
And then it happened.
Ended up being one of the greatest football games of all time.
But it was fixed.
But it was fixed. You think so?
Dude, come on. All this sports gambling, all the money that could be made.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me, I mean, if they could fix a World Series in 1919 with
true,
no technology, imagine what they could do with the technology they got now.
You remember about 15 years ago in the NBA, a bunch of referees got pinched for betting on games and influencing them. There's no reason it can't happen in the NFL.
People don't want to hear that, though.
No, of course not.
They don't want to hear
Especially
that.
Because the NFL is in bed with FanDuel and all of the websites, you know what I mean?
And that's what I mean. That's why I don't believe the Chiefs are the champions that they say they are.
Sports betting is fun, don't get me wrong.
Oh, it is.
Entertaining thing. I love it. But yeah, it's
to the degenerate gambler, it's
promote these sort of things and promote the gambling. It's very hard to argue when you see a team like these Chiefs be so dominant with a team that at least the last 2 years hasn't been quite as dominant. That first year that they won the Super Bowl, the Chiefs were legit, very good, and they're still a good team. But how the fuck do they win all these games this year?
Can I say something about that one that year?
Yeah.
I think that was fixed too.
Yeah.
Because look, Houston was beating the crap out of them in the first round. And, okay, if I'm correct, if I'm not, but I'm pretty sure that KC came back all 3 games that they had in the playoffs that year. They came back from behind and won.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not the smartest man, but I think you have a better chance of hitting the lottery than coming back 3 games in a row in the NFL. Because that Houston game, Houston had them. That whole first quarter, they killed them.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, they come out and act like they don't know how to play. They're just like giving them the game. They're just like, here, it's your. It's almost like the coach was like, all right, guys, we put on a good show the first half. You know what the script says. They got to win. So
there's
let's
some mob boss standing right next to him
yeah.
with a baseball bat in his
But
hand.
think about it. Like, how do you explain to me how these refs are standing right there and missing multiple holding calls in front of their face?
Well, I watch the Steelers every week, and T.J. Watt gets held every single play, and they never call it against him either.
They don't really. Yeah, they kind of let him slide too.
It's been happening in Pittsburgh for 20 years. James Harrison as well. It was the same thing. And I'm
But
only
football
bringing
was
these guys up
different.
because
Yeah,
I
but
watch them
football
all
was
the time, but-
different back when James Harrison played. You were actually allowed to really try to kill somebody. But
I miss the good old days.
I do too. I remember when. Well, I don't remember personally, but I do video of Jack Lambert body slamming.
Oh,
a
yeah,
Dallas
picking
Cowboy.
them up, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
That
Tim,
sounds so fun.
a 75-year-old woman in Ohio was mauled to death by her neighbor's pigs.
Why am I laughing at that?
How sad is that?
What?
It's not funny.
It's okay. Be clear, it's not funny. I don't know why I laughed at him at somebody getting mauled by pig. Like, how do
Especially
you
an
even
old
get?
woman.
How
That's
do you even
somebody's
get in
grandma,
there
bro.
though? How do you get into the pig? How do you get in there?
So let's go ahead and I got the story up here. So, excuse me.
Please do. I want to know why she was in the
Rebecca,
pen.
Pataskala, Ohio.
How old was she? Well, Ohio says a lot already.
Yeah, right there, Ohio. Ohio's a meme right now. You know that?
It's been one for a while.
For a while, you've got little kids as well. They probably sing. Have your kids sing that that Ohio song?
No.
Swaggin' in Ohio. You ever
No,
heard
thank God they don't. But
that? Oh
ahead.
God, my daughter sings it all the time.
Where did she even hear it from?
YouTube, where it's where they hear everything, dude.
Fuck's sake.
Ohio is a walking meme that doesn't walk. It's a state, but.
I get what you're saying though.
The Columbus Dispatch reported that the police chief told the newspaper that she was mauled to death by 2 pigs roaming near her home.
Well, I shouldn't be laughing at this. This is not
horrible situation. He added the police will release more in 6 weeks when Let me see. They said the owner of the pigs have not been charged with a crime. So I think these pigs were actually running out.
So wait a minute, So she wasn't in the pen?
No.
So they're just wild pigs.
This happened on in a yard or in a street or something.
So they got loose and then killed this lady.
And the owner's not being charged for it. Let me ask you something, Tim. If you owned a pit bull and you got out of your backyard and he mauled a child or an old person, wouldn't they throw the book at you?
They would kill the dog and throw the book at me. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
These are pigs, dude. They're not even family pets. I
mean, yeah, you could. That's breakfast right there. Go ahead and
kill
kill
them.
them.
Kill the pigs and just
unless
send them to
they're
the jail.
rabid.
Give them to the jail. Let people eat the
pigs
bacon.
get rabies?
Huh?
Can pigs get rabies?
I'm sure everything can get rabies, right?
Well, I'm pretty sure possums can.
Well, maybe not possums, but possums are fucking freaks of nature, dude.
Yeah, they're weird.
You know, they eat cows and shit from the asshole in.
That's great.
That's 100% true.
Oh, that's awesome. Wait, possums?
Yeah, like a possum. Like if a possum comes along, say a dead cow in a field,
okay,
it'll crawl into its asshole and eat them from the inside out.
It sounds
oddly sexual.
Yeah, because I usually like to.
Possums originated the "I eat ass" meme.
So then, that's crazy. Wait a second. Hold on. Okay, back to this lady with the hogs. Yeah, they probably should get charged. It all depends, unless it was if it might have been a legit accident. I don't know, maybe, but they had to have been some big fucking hungry ass pigs. Well, if she's 74, she's probably a little old lady too. She probably got knocked right
Pigs
over.
are fucking mean dudes, dude.
They will eat anything. If they're hungry enough, they will eat everything.
They can and will digest just about anything.
That's why they put dead bodies in there. They let the pigs eat them, dispose of them.
I got one more story here I want to talk to you about. Now, you're a rock music fan. You've been to a lot of concerts, right?
Quite a few.
Been in some pits.
I've never been to the pits. I hate the pits.
To a mosh pit?
Dude, if I'm paying like $80 back in the day, $80.
Yeah.
Now it's like what, $8,000 just
$300.
Just to walk through the gate. But no, if I'm paying $80 to go see a band, I'm not paying $80 to get my fucking brains beat in at a concert. That's not what I signed up for. I want to hear the music. I don't want to hear the fucking ambulance as I'm in the back bleeding from my ears.
In my younger days, I went to a couple of rock shows where I got pretty heavy into the pits. And it is definitely fun, but I was also one of the biggest guys in the pit, so I didn't feel threatened. You know what I mean? I used to be quite a large human being, and I can remember pushing some people around and actually feeling sorry for them. Like, I can't believe I just knocked that guy down. But they're usually pretty respectful.
What is the purpose of a mosh pit?
It's fun.
What is the purpose?
When you're a young man, it's fun to just beat people up.
Yeah, but what is the purpose?
I don't know. It's fun. It's like dancing, but for violent people.
Because if we ran outside right now and started mosh pit, start pushing people over, we're going to jail.
We would have a good fucking time because it's like 6 inches of snow out there. It'd be awesome.
I was like, I didn't even know we were getting snow today, but apparently we are.
We did.
And yeah, I don't know what it's like now. Hey, I got my truck will probably be buried.
You're gonna have a fun drive home today.
I'll put in 4-wheel drive and fly down the street. See what happens.
The reason I brought that up, the mosh pit nappy, designed to avoid queues at gig loos. Loos is a British term for bathroom, by the way.
Okay.
Sells out. Black pleather accessory includes metal studs and chains and prevents bathroom breaks from spoiling the concert. There's a picture of it right there.
That's just lazy.
Look at that.
That's just fucking lazy.
That looks like something that
it's
Rob Halford would wear, though.
You know, Rob Halford can sing, so we're not going to get on that topic. Rob Halford is probably one of the most legendary heavy metal vocalists that ever lived.
I am not arguing with you on that.
Dude, as long as it does look like something he would wear. But I'm just saying that's just fucking lazy. Can we just agree that that's fucking lazy?
An adult incontinence nappy designed for concert goers to avoid long queues at toilets has gone on sale. The limited edition pit diaper, specifically for mosh pits at gigs, was available for $75.
Who wants to pay $75 to shit and piss on themselves? What are they, Gigi Allen? What's going on?
Great.
Dude, he's disgusting.
Yeah, he's a gross motherfucker.
Did you see his picture of his funeral?
Yeah.
What a fucking scumbag. What
a nutbag, dude.
You know people still go piss and shit on his funeral. It's great. Yeah.
All the time. He
had a micro penis too.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that explains why he was such a fucking asshole.
Dude, it was terrible.
He was on an episode of like one of those early '90s talk shows, like Maury or Jenny Jones or something.
I do remember that. I do remember. Yeah.
Anybody who has if you don't know who Gigi Allen is, look that up. Don't look up his stage show. It's fucking gross. But look up the interview he did on the TV show. Unless you're into that thing, we don't judge here.
Yes, if you like, watching some guy masturbate a micro penis while shitting on the stage
and bleeding all over the place.
Yeah, then Gigi Allen is definitely right up your alley. Definitely.
Now, here's the most surprising thing for me about this pit diaper. Okay, so somebody sold it. Obviously, there's some gross people who are into the idea.
It's
whatever,
lazy.
There's a market for it, so why not? $75, Tim, for a fucking diaper.
To piss and shit on yourself, yeah.
You're paying twice that just to get into the show. And then you're going to pay $75 to put on a leather-clad diaper that you're going to throw away at the end.
Or smell.
Be stuck with. What if you're trying if I'm a single guy at a show and I'm having a great time, I'm trying to maybe chat to some ladies.
I'm not shitting and pissing on myself. Why would you want to shit and piss on yourself? We're grown. That don't make no sense. You're basically paying $75 to piss and shit on yourself.
There's a good chance, though, in about 40 years, whenever we're in our 80s, where we're going to be laying in bed and we're going to think...
That's different. That's because we can't... That's because we can't get up and do it ourselves.
No, that's not exactly true. A lot of older people, especially old men, kind of get that fucking attitude. And if you're home alone and there's nobody there and you're in the chair in the middle of a football game and you don't want to get up and piss, just let it rip, bro.
When you get older, there's always that possibility you got a younger nurse taking care of you, so you like to piss and shit yourself, so she can grab her.
She can fondle your junk.
I told my girlfriend that's what she's going to be doing when I get older.
I like how you think, Tim.
See that? There it is.
Well, that's all I had today. Those are the stories that I had brought up. I know there was a couple other things that you had mentioned.
Yeah,
please.
Apparently, from what you told me, it was an old an old case, but I just heard some girl died during a bukkake.
For our listeners at home, they might not know what a bukkake is. Could you please give us an explanation?
God. I mean, it's really simple. You take one girl and about 50 guys and just what they call unload on her face. Yeah, make it rain right on her face. And I guess they get paid a lot of money to do this.
I hope they do. I hope
they have to
take that kind of disgusting punishment.
During my porn journeys back in the day, I came across some bestiality one time, and I was thinking,
don't say horse bukkake, just don't.
No, it wasn't. God, dude, is that even a thing?
I sure hope.
I hope not. God,
just the amount coming from one horse is bad enough. Imagine,
Jesus Christ,
imagine 7 horses studding around,
dude. What? I was just wondering. When I see the video, it was 2 Latinas, and they were hot as hell. I mean, they could have been models. Like if they actually chose the right path in life.
Are Latinas? Is that the hottest race?
It's
got to be up there.
Devin
right?
Black.
Yeah, black is hot.
Dude, that dark skin.
Italian, Southern Italian with that nice dark skin.
Beautiful I like the dark hair, but there's something about black women with that dark skin, especially when they lotion up, it gets all shiny and. I'm gonna go masturbate. No, I'm joking. But anyways,
not in my house. You're not.
No, I'm not. But these 2 girls were good, and I'm like, and they're blowing this horse. I'm just like, how is it that a horse can get blown by 2 women, but I can't.
Yeah. At least not without a lot of money.
Then I started thinking, I was like, they got to be getting paid a lot of money for this.
But then again, you're probably not hung like that horse is either.
Dude, what's the point? They can't even get it anywhere. That don't even make no sense. Why are they doing it? Like, and the horse he's just chilling.
I know,
eating grass. He's just eating grass. His trainer's petting his mane. He's like, just sitting there. Like, what's going on? Like, this don't even make no sense. It just don't make no sense to me.
So a Japanese porn star drowned in a bukkake.
Yes.
Is what happened, you're telling me.
Yes.
That's unbelievable, dude.
So that...
Were they like shooting it straight up her nose and down her throat?
It had to been.
How much? Think about how much comes out of you.
Have you seen a bukkake before?
Yeah, yes, I have. Yes.
Okay, so you're not no stranger to bukkake then.
I may have seen one.
Well, you may be. Yeah, I've seen quite a few, and I don't know how they don't choke.
I'm going to Vegas next month, so I'm going to try to get into a bukkake.
See if you talk your wife into a bukkake.
No, she won't do that.
Not just you.
She won't even take one to the face, dude. Yeah, she's
what?
Yeah, she's pretty.
Why?
I don't know.
You try watching porn with her? Did you ever try watching porn?
Yeah.
That don't work?
Nah, she's not into it. She's very conservative.
I found out that works. When we watch, sometimes the things that go on in the movie will happen right after.
Yeah.
That's the goal. We gotta keep it fresh. You gotta keep that shit fresh.
It's like an educational experience watching those movies with your wife.
It started off like that with me and her, and then it turned into more of now we're laughing at it.
And now sometimes it's just outrageously dumb.
Oh, dude, it don't even make no sense. Like this one guy, I think his last name's Manning. Because I only know this because I think Howard Stern had him on his show at one time, and when he's done banging, when he's finished, he's like, "Oh, dropping loads." So one time me and the girlfriend were doing something. When I pulled out, I said, "Oh, drop!" And she started laughing because she knew where it was from because she was there when we watched it. But if you are a couple, I highly recommend watching porn with each other because it does open doors to new things.
Tim, what's the name of our podcast?
2 Cranky Jagoffs is what it says.
Don't forget it. Anybody that's watching at home, please. We're going to try to do this every Friday. Does that sound good to you?
Should we say ignorant? Because we've been talking about a lot of nasty shit today.
That's all right. We're allowed. That's why we do it late on Friday. This is when the adults are awake.
Oh, good stuff. Okay.
Yeah. We save the family-friendly stuff for the 2 Dumb Yingers show every morning at 11 o'clock.
Oh, is that where all the... So we're the late night. We're like what Howard Stern was when he came on at nighttime.
Exactly.
And he said he wanted some milk. I remember that one. Yeah, dude, this had to be 20 plus years ago.
Sure.
My dad used to watch that shit every night when he came. When he was at a cable
I used to watch
station.
It, USA Network.
Yeah, he had a cup of coffee, and he pressed a button. There's like a picture on the wall, like some nipples, and like milk shot out into his coffee. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Wait, Howard Stern's a real classy guy, isn't he?
I kind of like Howard Stern.
I used to like him. I'm not into him anymore. I still watch his. A lot of
once you
his
get that
musical stuff
rich-
gets on YouTube a lot,
Well,
so I catch that stuff. He gets
once
the
you-
best music. But
When you get that rich, what are you hungry for? Nothing.
Nothing.
He's made it.
yeah,
He's highly
and
successful.
he's been made for over
Yeah.
20 years.
Yeah,
so
he's highly successful. People love him or hate him. There's no in between.
I don't have any hate for Howard Stern. I'm just not into his brand of humor anymore, like I was when I was younger. I'm getting older.
I'm a little childish. I still think
I
a
can
lot
be
of his
childish.
shit's funny.
But I'm not saying he isn't funny still here and there. But I haven't gotten into Howard like I used to. When he used to be on the X 20 years ago, before the whole
That's the
Jackson
yes.
thing
I
got
love
him
the
off
Howard.
it.
That's
That was peak Howard to me. And
No,
also,
no,
Private
you're right.
Parts is a great movie.
It was.
Great movie.
I liked it. I liked Renee Santoni. He played the one boss in there.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of liked Howard, but then you had what do you call him, Pig Vomit?
Yeah,
That's Paul
Big Vomit.
Giamatti.
Yep, Paul Giamatti. Great
Yeah.
actor, by the way.
I love him, man.
Love Paul
I love
Giamatti.
his movies.
You know what movie he's great in? Sideways. You ever seen Sideways?
I have not seen Sideways.
That's the one with him and Thomas Hayden Church, the guy he played Lowell and Wings.
Sandman. He played Sandman.
Sandman,
too,
right?
yeah.
He was Sandman in Spider-Man 3, right? That's a great movie, man. It's one of those pretentious movies because they're like snobby winos. You know, it's
Really?
yeah. That the whole movie is the two guys. Are
I'm
big
gonna have to
time
watch
wine
that.
drinkers. I have the DVD. I'll have to load it.
Maybe you have to let me borrow that. Why is there no?
They all left when you started talking about the porn. They gave up.
Oh, really? Is that what happened?
Maybe so.
Well, I don't know. Like, that might have happened.
That's all right. I ain't mad about it.
It says somebody was kicking a stripper. That was the last thing. So apparently they got tired of the porn talk.
There we go.
I don't know what you got going on there.
But hey, this has been a good time, buddy.
It has.
We're gonna go ahead and call
Can I
it
say
here.
something about Cam Newton real quick?
Cam Newton.
You didn't
yes,
hear that?
You did mention Cam Newton to me earlier.
That
yes, let's
fucking
hear it.
idiot. I like Cam Newton because he's from Auburn. I like Auburn. But he said in 20 years, the WNBA is going to be bigger than the MLB.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
He actually said that.
Yes, he did. I heard it today. And let's think about
Has
this.
he been hanging out in Jacksonville and smoking the meth?
I don't know what he's doing. I have no idea what he's doing. That was the dumbest thing I ever heard. Because let's think about this. The NBA now, the NHL now, the NFL now is not bigger than MLB.
In what?
I
What
think he's.
metric
I
are you
think he's
going by?
talking. I think he might have been talking as far as popularity.
Because the NFL is the biggest sports league on earth.
Because they said baseball's top one. So he might be talking money, maybe? Is he talking money?
No, definitely not. The NFL makes money hand over fist.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying Major League Baseball
what other?
is huge.
I think Major League Baseball has more. There's more money in baseball than football.
There's more money available to players in baseball because there's no salary caps and the billionaires can take their other revenues. For instance, this asshole Bob Nutting for the Pirates, he owns Seven Springs, so he gets a huge revenue stream from there.
He's already
that
a
he can
billionaire.
spend on the team.
Because I know, like, these contracts, like, who was that douchebag from the Yankee Soto? What was it, like 17 years, $800 some million dollars?
Right.
You're not even going to play. You're not even going to make it 3 more years. Why are you 17?
Dude, Bobby Bonilla. The dude still gets paid every
He's
year
a
on
genius.
July 1st. He gets
How did
paid
that happen?
$1.5 million.
How did he do that?
I don't know, but he's a goddamn genius for it. I mean, every year on July 1st,
That's his retirement plan.
Bobby Bonilla.
Yeah, that's his
I
retirement
think
plan.
he still has like 7 or 8 more years of that. He's been doing it for almost 20.
My question is this: how desperate were the Mets to agree to
Doing
that?
kind of money, yeah.
Well, that is the Mets. They're cursed.
They
It don't matter. Like I've followed the Mets for years, and like I've seen it. Like they got Johan Santana, promising pitcher, injured 90% of the time. Pedro Martinez comes over, injured 90% of the time. Tom Glavine comes over. He's a shell of his former self. It's cursed.
Yeah.
New York is
Piazza,
cursed.
There was another great
Piazza,
player.
yeah, but he actually flourished in New York.
Yeah, he did well, but his team didn't.
Oh God, no, they sucked. They got swept in the series.
Yeah, they went
against
to the Subway
Yankees.
Series.
And
Yeah.
got completely annihilated.
So Cam he honestly thinks that the WNBA is going to be bigger than
It's
MLB
not-
in America.
Yeah, because the MLB is bigger than NBA right now.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, NBA is actually losing
They have
years.
been going down. Yes.
So you're trying to tell me a women's league is going to be better than?
I have no disrespect for the players of the WNBA.
I'm not. No, I don't
You
need.
know what
Well,
I mean?
I don't know. Now it's a shit show. Once Caitlin Clark got there and Angel Reese got there, it turned into a fucking bitch fest.
It's a circus, that's for sure.
Yeah,
the media
but-
really likes to follow them around. I mean, they're great players and everything, but
Well,
I've tried watching WNBA games and it's too slow. It's like watching college women.
yeah. Well, I
can't
gave
do
up
it.
when I seen Angel Reese take like 10 shots and get her own rebound 10 times.
It's-
Like, how
it's-
bad of a shooter do you have to be to gather up like 10 rebounds of your own in one sitting?
And then
Like,
their team won the game 43-37 or some shit like that.
yeah, they're like, oh yeah, Angel Reese is. Oh, she's terrible. She's not that great. She's too busy trying to be Bayou Barbie instead of playing basketball. If she would actually put all the damn focus that she does trying to be an IG model into her game, she probably would be really fucking good. But no, she'd just rather be an IG model.
Tim, this was a good time, man.
I enjoyed it. I need a cigarette.
We're going to do this again very soon.
We need to hook something up.
Need a vent in here?
Yeah, so I can.
Yeah, my wife will not allow it.
I smoke like 10,000 packs a day.
Maybe
so
you should think about giving up that habit.
Nah, it's
pretty
too
bad
late.
one.
Yeah, it's too late.
Too late?
I've been smoking since I was 14.
My mom, about a year, maybe a year and a half ago, just turned blue one day, couldn't breathe. And she went to the hospital. My nieces took her to the hospital. Found out she had like a late stage COPD.
Really?
And they told her, if you don't quit smoking, you're gonna die soon. So even if you do quit smoking, you're never gonna heal because she's in her 60s, and she quit overnight. And I never thought she would do it. My mom's been trying to quit for as long as I can remember.
She's doing all right with it now?
Yeah, she hasn't touched a cigarette since. She tells me she hasn't touched cigarettes, and I believe her. You walk into the house, it don't stink no more. It used to stink in the house.
Well, my mom makes my dad go outside and smoke.
Even when it was outside, you could still smell it in the house. You know what I mean?
Well, that's
Plus,
good.
She rolled her own cigarettes in the house, too.
Well, that's good, though.
But she did it. If she can do it at 60, you can do it at 42, buddy.
43.
Fuck, you're old.
Yeah.
You're only 2 years older than me.
I know. I'm getting there, though, Jeff. I'm fucking getting there, man. I'm feeling it.
Hey, you look good. You're cute as hell for being 43, bro.
I beg to differ on that one. Everybody just looks at me like I'm a dirty old man or I'm their dad. I don't get them looks no more.
You gonna be here next Friday night, buddy?
Yeah. What are we gonna talk about? Because
we got a whole week to figure it out. Anybody that's watching, you find a funny story or an off-kilter sports story, something that isn't the everyday shit. You tell us. You let us know. You post it in the comments or shoot us an email over there at the old twodumbyinzers.com.
I was kind of wondering. I think we chased people away with the once we hit the bukkake stage.
Yes.
I think we might have chased people off with bukkake.
It's also 10:30 at night, and a lot of people have jobs and stuff.
Or the micro penis.
It could have very well been. You know what? Right there, actually, I think maybe it might have been the diapers, actually.
Yeah, that's disgusting. They could have got somebody better than that.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. The 1 or 2 people that are still left. I had a fun time, and this was episode 1 of 2 Cranky Jagoffs. We made it.
Yep,
we actually did it, buddy.
Congratulations,
Congratulations.
Jeff.
Hopefully much more to come. Anybody who's watching still left, remember Steelers play tomorrow night, Saturday. There will probably be some sort of pregame show with Mike and Ryan. Other than that, have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy the football. There's going to be some fantastic football this weekend, and I'm really looking forward to it. For Tim, for myself, for the 2 Dumb Yinzers, this is 2 Cranky Jags. Please have a safe weekend. Take care and enjoy the games.